Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, thank you for watching my first video that I've uploaded last week, and it's just wonderful to see there are some people who appreciate what I do, and I hope that it has helped you or it will help you in the future for reference. So today our topic is all about backs. Now, when I started out, one of the first things that I wanted to learn was how to create backs. Backs are basically the back part of your frame so that your stone can sit on it. And there aren't a lot of tutorials on it, so I had to figure it out myself and ask a few people, maybe check out a few pieces and figuring it out visually. And so I've come up with 3 of my favorite backs that I kind of constantly use throughout my pieces. We're gonna go from basic to a little bit more advanced. So let's get started. The first one we're doing is this back. This is a very basic back. It's just one full wire from the frame to the back. The second one we're doing is this. So we got the frame, 2 wires and a connector, and the third one is this one that has the frame and has another wire on the back. So this is like a little bit more advanced because you can use this wire to connect to the front and to use as a base wire to trap your stone. Okay. The backs of your pieces are very important, and this is something that I've learned throughout my journey, and I didn't realize that before until I started trying to be more creative with my backs, trying to be more clean. And just to show you guys how bad my backs were, here are a couple of examples. Okay, so this is one back. I think when I did this, I was just 2 months into the wire wrapping, and then I think this was also the same time. But see, this is like my front. It looks nice on the front, but the back looks awful. It's very messy. So your finishing is very important when it comes to wire work. If you're just making it for yourself, then it's fine. But if you're trying to do this as kind of like a side gig or something that maybe you're going to be doing for a long time and selling your pieces, then I do suggest that you try these backs out. All right, so let's get to it. So here we go. We're going to start off with our first frame, which is this one. And what I did was I took some 16 gauge half hard square, and this is 10 inches. And the second one is an 8-inch half hard, half round wire, and this is going to be for the bail. Now, what I normally do when I do these frames is I hammer them, but it's really up to you if you want to do that. I made it a little bit long because we're going to connect it to the back. This is more of like a lazy type of frame, so this is probably the easiest one to do. So first things first, so we all know that this is 10 inches, so I'm gonna mark it at 5 before we bend it, because I want to do a teardrop shape but inverted. So let's mark it at approximately 5 inches. And then the next thing we're gonna do is, because this is half hard, of course it's harder to bend, so we're gonna use a pair of pliers, and this is a little bit thicker than my Zuron, which is perfect for this job. So that's the first thing we're gonna do, and we're gonna check if it fits. So now we're going to go around it, and it's really up to you if you want to do this a little bit bigger or exactly the shape of the stone, but I'm gonna make it just a tad bit bigger. But anyway, when you hammer your wire, what happens is it expands. Okay, I think this is a little bit symmetric. So we are gonna mark where we want to bend it. I think that's perfect. All right, now let me just do this off camera and try to make it work. Okay, so I think this is perfect. It could be a little bit longer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna make a very big bail. I'll probably just do something like 0.75 inch. So first things first, we are gonna bend our half round wire. I'm not gonna hammer this anymore because this is just a sample, but you can hammer it if you want. Yeah, this is perfect. We don't need to do like a very big bail because I just wanted to see, I just wanted to show you guys the idea. Now with half hard, you don't really need to tuck it because it's quite tough. You don't need to, you just need to crimp. But if you want to like tuck it, then yeah, you can. But I don't really see the need because anyway, we're going to fold it forward or backward. Now we've got our bail. So next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna bend it. You can use your fingers, you can use a pair of pliers, it's really up to you. But what I'm gonna do is we're gonna keep the ends inside the bail. So we're gonna move this forward. You put it in an angle like this, and then you either use a bail making plier or one of these guys. What do you call this? Like a mandrel, but I'll just use my fingers. When you have a small bail, what I normally do is I make a separate bail like this. So I put a jump ring and then I create a bail, a separate one, and it looks good. Okay, so now we got this done. I'm gonna try to bend this backwards. This is hard. There, yeah. So if you bend it backwards just a tiny bit, see, the bail is very tiny. So this is perfect for actually extending it with an actual bail and a jump ring. I like doing that sometimes. Okay, so now, like I said, this is the simplest one. What you just need to do is to split it apart like so, and then bend. Now, I think I've done this on the first video I made for the filigree piece, so you guys have a general idea. Now, what I've been saying last time was when you want to wrap around something, you have to make sure that you bend it first before actually wrapping it. Then we're going to use our pliers just to wrap it. And what I normally do as well is I bend the back this way because it kind of makes a cute design in the back. Plus, it helps the piece come together. It's not very symmetric. I mean, this one is a bit longer, but that's okay. Like, this is a sample, just so you guys, understand the concept behind it. Now, you put your stone in. I think I need to just pull this up slightly. So now a really snug fit. So this is your first back, and it's not gonna go anywhere because the back is secure. See? I do need to adjust this because if you see, the wire is quite thick. Yeah, that's perfect. This is something that probably I'm gonna change because, oh, sorry, I'm out of the frame. So this is a bit higher than this bit, but that's okay. So you get the idea of this frame. So this is the first one. Now, of course, we still need to trim these. First frame or your first back. Okay, so now we're gonna move over to our second back, which is this one. So this back is perfect if you wanna keep your back from showing, if you have like gaps like this one, or if you just want it to be like almost invisible. This is one of the backs that I normally use for my pieces. Like earlier, the one that we made, this, you're gonna see this if this part is not covered. But this, because it's just right behind the stone, you can't really see it. So let's get to it. So the first thing we're gonna be using is the same wire that we had earlier, which is a 16 gauge square in half hard, okay? And I cut 8 inches of this. The next thing we're gonna be using is 18 gauge half hard for the bail. This is again 8 inches. The next thing that we're gonna be using, this is for the back piece itself, are 2 3-inch square wires. I think this is dead soft. You can use a round if you want, but I feel that it's easier to work with when you're using square. The next thing we're going to be using is we're going to wrap these two together with a 22 gauge half round dead soft wire. So I'm going to be doing the frame off camera since I've already done it previously, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back. This is the second frame that I've done. I haven't connected the bail yet. I'll do that later. I'll first do the back piece for it, and then we'll do the bail. The only difference between the first frame and this one is I hammered it, so it's a little bit more expanded, so there's wiggle room inside of the frame. And this is perfect, so you can use that space to wrap around the stone. First and foremost, we're gonna take these two wires and put them like side by side, and then we're gonna take our half round in dead soft. This is 22 gauge, and we're going to look for the midpoint. We don't really need to so much because we can still slide it around, but we need to look for the middle. And this is also perfect for stones that are uneven. Like I have a few here on an even stone. You don't really see the back piece because I did the same, but you see it's off center, and you can manipulate it as much as you can. Like you can put this a little bit higher, a little bit lower. It's really up to you. I think this is a perfect size now. So we have like room to actually split the wire. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the ends and you have to make sure that they're on both the same side. And then the stone is going to be that way. So the stone is going to cover. Okay, so I'm not really so strict about the midpoints, but this is basically it. All you need to do is to split the two wires apart. Okay, so now this is perfect. See, when you position it, it's just, you know, almost invisible. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bend each one. Once you have the position that you like, we're going to bend opposites. Okay, we're not going to bend it up and then down. We're going to do one here and one here, and then we're going to bend here, and then we're going to bend on the other side. Right there, and it's totally secure. This is also one of my favorites because it's so clean and it's so nice. This is a really nice way to make it back. Now, how to end this would be just push this forward. So now we have our second frame. Now the reason why I didn't do the bail part, you can now because you have something to hold on to, we could do a front bail with this. So this is our second frame. See? Now your stone won't go anywhere, and it is completely flushed. Well, maybe not. If I pull this slightly, maybe it will. There, snapped in place. So this is your second frame. Or back. This is very useful, like I said, if you want your bags to be virtually invisible. So now we're gonna do the third and last back for the frame for this stone, and it is like, I guess, the most advanced one, but it's very easy at the same time. I've cut 8 inches of 16 gauge half hard square, 8 inches of half round half hard, and 20 gauge square dead soft. This is, I think, about 10 inches. So I'm gonna do the frame off camera because, like I said, we've already gone through that, and then once I'm done, I'm gonna come back and show you guys how to do the back. Okay guys, I am back. So I already did the frame. I also hammered this so that it expands a little. And this last back is perfect if you want to do a piece that is a little bit more like sparse on the sides, or if you want to do more wraps on the side of the frame, because you have more space in between the stone and the frame itself. So I haven't done the bail part yet, but I'm gonna do it now before we do the back. So the way we're gonna do the bail is by wrapping it around the bottom of the bail. So this is the back part wherein we have the snips or the ends of the wire, and that's gonna be hidden inside the bail. So bend first this way, and then bend it all back. I'm gonna bend this slightly forward even more. So see, now you have this space right here, and it's a little bit more round than straight. I think this piece has a very tiny bail, so you can put another bail on top of this. To be honest with you, I like doing another bail for my pieces. So now what we're doing is bend, and I split it in the middle. So now you have like a V shape on the bottom of the bail. Oops. And that's it. That's all you're gonna do, and you're gonna wrap it backwards. So now we're gonna cut just right about here. Ooh, like that. So it's not gonna be seen underneath, it's just on the back. Can you see? Yeah. So that is our frame. Now, how are we gonna do the back? This is the question. So now it's a perfect fit. It's a little bit big, but that's what we're going for. You don't want it to be too small to the point that you can't slip anything around it. Like, for example, the first one that we did is very snug. Oh no, sorry, the second one we did. So this one has a little bit of space because of the pieces on the side. So you have like separation. Now we're gonna do the third and final frame. So we're gonna take our square wire, and this is 10 inches. So I'm gonna mark it at 5 to be our center. Then we are gonna be using a round nose plier to create a circular shape. So this is technically around the middle. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a loop. Just one loop. I think this is longer, but that's fine. And just keep it on your plier. And then I'll just use my fingers to do this. Push this forward and push this forward. I'm gonna use a pair of pliers. Now you have this bit right here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna separate these two lines, and now I made a mistake. This one is too long. But anyway, that's that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lightly tap this portion. You can go all the way down, but you don't really need to. I'm gonna do just the top, just this bit right here. Don't need more than that, just to make sure that it's a bit more stable. Next thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna slip this into the middle of the bail. I'm on the right side. So now it's gonna look like this. It has to be on the back of the bale. Now you have two options here. You can either go all the way down, kind of like how we did this, or if you want it to be a little bit more invisible, you can actually trace it around the frame on the top, just right here, and then just crisscross it here. I'll show you guys an example of how I used that method for this piece. So this is the piece and this is the back. So I did the same thing. You see, I have this part, this is the back, and I connected it to the frame on the top, and then I crisscrossed it. But the problem with this is that you need more wire to trap the stone. It's not going to be stable. It's going to be just the bottom part that's protected. So you still need to put more wire to be able to create the back itself. So we'll just go with the simple part, which is just doing it straight. Okay, so let's just straighten that out. We're gonna make sure that it is the same. So I'm gonna do this bit first, the longer one, so I can just adjust it accordingly. Bend first. See, when you bend it first, it creates like a kink, like a guide. We're kind of getting there. I think this is a little bit secure, but what I normally do, especially with this type of wire, because it's really soft, you can also use like half hard, like an 18 gauge, but I don't have a square 18 gauge. So now what I'm doing is I'm pushing this forward, and this will help the stone to be a little bit more secure on the bottom. See? It's not going to go anywhere. And you don't need to cut these at all. Because what you can do is you can use these two wires right here as a design element for the front. Now you can actually start your design. So you can do it this way, you can crisscross, you can do this to the front. It's really up to you. But you don't need to cut the excess. You can use that as a design element. So that is it. That is the back. That's the last one that I'm going to be showing you guys. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you learned a lot from this tutorial, and hopefully it can help you with your wire wrapping journey. And I hope that you like this video, and please do subscribe to my channel. I have like a lot more tutorials that I'm gonna be posting soon. And also please do follow my Instagram. My Instagram account is Mithril Arts and Jewelry, and my Facebook is also Mithril Arts and Jewelry. I hope you guys have a good one and have a nice day.